Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speed Gaming 2. Today we are participating in the Galactic Podracing Championship. Today is the losers quarterfinals. Goof and Yam are our runners today. Just me today, folks. It's just me. A Fode without a bead. Okay, looks like race 1 is going to be Bumpy's Breakers. Both our runners today are very experienced. Yam is a bit of a newcomer, but more of a skips-oriented runner, if I recall. Goof, sort of a similar story. They've both done quite well so far. Oh, and they're both ready, so I don't really have too much time left to talk about it. I can check the tracker page for that. It might be first to 9x. Yeah, it's 9 now. Oh, things have started. I think it's about 3.5. Yeah, like 3.5, and I have to pause the one that's leading, right? Okay. Excellent work. Okay, it's going all right. I just synced my first stream. I've never done this before. It's very exciting. Especially since both of our runners are pretty much masterclass at this point. Oh! Rip Yam. There he goes. Is there a way that I can make this a little large? I can pop it out. Okay. And then I can drag that over to, like, there. Make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, I've got so many things open on my end that things are getting a little bit of a mess for me, but I'm keeping track. Is that another crash from Yam? Oh boy. Let me try and focus on commentating the match here. So it looks like we're playing Bumpy's Breakers as our first track, which is... Oh, Yam. Bumpy's Breakers is the last track of the second circuit, semi-pro, yeah. It's considered one of the... Actually, I think it's considered the most fun Aqualeris track and one of the more difficult in the game. Not the most difficult by any stretch, but it's up there. It's got a lot of hairpins in that first section that are very difficult to keep from underbeating on. This is going to be a lively one, and I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable man for the job, but I'm here. I'm here, and I'm doing my part to contribute to society. Goof has a sizable lead right now, but as we see with just about any one of these matches, that can go away very quickly with just one mistake. Goof taking shorter cut there. Yam just heading into doors. I'm surprised Metallica and Dom aren't here either, but, you know. Yam makes it through shorter cut with a couple of bonks. Goof heading through the arena, about to head into lap 3. Yam just coming out of the final hairpin. I expect that this match, when things get to forces and skips, is going to get very, very interesting very quickly. Yam entering the hairpins just as Goof finishes them up. This is going to be a fun one. I appreciate the extra commentary from Mike. That'd be nice. Be nice to not do everything in there. Keeping a very close eye on what's happening here. started to split my vision, but Goof makes it again through a shorter cut. These two runners will make that look very easy. I can assure you from experience, it's not one of the easiest things to do. Oh, I have times coming in. Yam died again. Fun. I'll finish commentating the match and not give away too many spoilers here, but I do have the finale. Do have the results. Goof is across the line with a 431.053. Yam will be coming in shortly with a 450.085. This gives the match to... I clicked the one on Goof's side of the screen to give him the point. We're beginning the permaban stage. Yam has permanently banned Grabvine Gateway. We will not be seeing that today. Goof has permabanned Bumpies. All right, no salty runbacks today. Yam fires back with Fire Mountain Rally. An excellent decision. Goof permabans Dunk Derby. We are in temp bans now. Dunk Derby, it has a full lap skip, which Yam helped discover very recently, I think last year. So it makes sense that Goof would ban something like that. Goof noting that he's trying to avoid Bumpy's breaker skip like the plague. Actually, I think both runners are playing on PC today. The Switch ports are locked at 60 frames per second, or 59 thereabouts. Yam banned Ben, Goof banned Inferno. But these guys are playing on the PC version because they can change the frame rate and subsequently traction frames per second all at the same time. Mark your bingo cards. Commentator talks about TFPS. The game, for whatever reason, was programmed in such a way that traction is somehow linked inexorably to frame rate. Looks like we're going to Mongaza Speedway, the shortest track in the game when you're not using skips. Oh, MGS Fast Lap. This will be fun. You mark your bingo cards again, because I'm not going to bother syncing this. I do kind of want a co-commentator, but I don't know how to add a commentator at this point, Mike. Presumably, because of the way that things are going, with Ben being banned on Mongaza Speedway, we're going to be seeing Elon Mac come out? Yeah. I guess Yam didn't like that one. Immediately reset. So Fast Lap as a condition is always a fun one to see. Essentially, it absolutely has no importance whether or not I sync these because we're not going based off time. We're going based off of which lap our players get out of the tree is the fastest. On a good day, that should be lap 3. There we go. Again, because of the nature of this particular kind of setup, as well as the fact that this is such a short track, I'm not going to sync this. Just going to keep track of the times as they roll in case somebody misses something. 15.8. 17.43. Oh, they've already submitted results. That's how short this is. They just started on our... Oh! 12.88. They just started on our end, and the results are already submitted. Oh. Oh, I have a co-commentator. Who's joined me?
Hello.
Hey! It's Mikey. I don't know how to change the labels. You might have to do that for yourself to add yourself here, Mikey. This is wonderful, but I do have... I need help. My game knowledge is bad today. Looks like Goof's fastest lap was a 12.879, and Yam's was an unfortunate 15.050, to which he says he doesn't even know. We're going to verify that. We're going to give Goof his second win of the day.
Yeah, Yam, he looks a bit nervous today. I'm not quite sure the reason for that.
It's because he's not doing any skips yet. We'll get there. She's got to get into his wheelhouse. Looks like the course bans today were Ben and Inferno, and we're going to Bunta training with skips. I told you.
This is Yam's pick, right?
Yes. This is other Yam's picks.
Yeah. I haven't really commentated for a while with these. Well, not so much the commentating, but the rules of the matches. I've obviously, because I've not been playing, I'm a little bit out of practice with it, so I have to try and jog my memory.
That's right. I didn't go over any of that. This is a best of... How many is 9 best of?
17?
Yeah,
17, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a lot of possible matches. Best of 17. First to 9 would be the easier way to say that. Players are allowed 4 forces and 1 salty run deck per match. And the force options are for fastest laps, skips, no upgrades, and an additional 2 pod bands are your options. You don't have to like use one of each. You can use all 4 forces to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting format this year because there's so many more possibilities. I remember the first tournaments that were done were kind of you could practice every scenario. I think with all these possibilities, there's too much to actually practice. So you can prepare something very specific for any given opponent, which always makes it interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of very interesting, Heath is going with Bull's Roar here, while Yam goes with Elon Mac. Bulls is the second fastest pod in the game, but he has some abysmal control-related stats.
Funky things going on with Yam there.
Yam does seem to be getting a little funky fresh with it today.
I think I missed the pod bans for this one. So obviously Ben's banned here because they would doing that, but I don't know what the other bans were here.
Ben was banned, and we had a soft ban on Inferno, which seems to be I think that's going to be Goop's continuing setup for today, is soft banning a track with a lap skip that's not in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, it looks like Yam finding a little bit of trouble with this skip, but we have seen this before. He's like struggled in practice and then completely aced it in the...
We did do skips. I didn't notice. Skips is forced today. So Yam's going to be trying to do what we used to call shortest cut, which has been classified now as a skip because it sort of leaves normal play boundaries or some such. I don't remember the exact definition, but I am aware that shortest cut is now a skip.
Well, I hope that's the case, unless he's just doing it for fun. But
whether Yam pulls off shortest cut is going to be the fun thing to find out. It has not panned out well for him this year, if I recall.
I rather got the impression he did okay on a few, although I do remember Andover Mountain Run was a really interesting race. That one really stands out in my mind. I forget who he was playing though, but I remember that it was extremely close, and I think just his opponent had boulders. I think it was just in the final section to get that little bit of ground, and it was something like a 1/10 of a second or something ridiculous there.
Keeping my eye on sync here. Are we synced well, or do I need to sync this by like a second?
I think I think within a second's probably close enough.
Okay. March your bingo cards again. Perfect sync.
I assume that Goof isn't going to do the skip because he's on bowls now.
Yeah, Goof is on bowls, and he doesn't seem to be terribly comfortable with the skip, which, by the way, I was slightly mistaken. Shortest cut is indeed considered a skip, but there seems to be like another variation of it that I think Yam is going for, where you end up in that tunnel that really shouldn't have any collision behind that door.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one that I've seen Domerate doing that one.
It's not easy to pull off, and I think it's even harder with Elon Mac. But essentially, if you can get behind that door, for whatever reason, it's a straighter line and it still has collision, so you just end up back in bounds later on behind some barrier. I believe that's this track.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the rotating doors, aren't you? The ones that change, open and close.
No. I'm talking about the big yellow caution door.
Oh, I see. You mean there's a skip there, is there?
I believe there is on Sunken City. If I recall. We'll see if you get it.
I think that one is very unreliable. I think.
Right, but it does seem like it's what Yam is banking on here today. Oh, that's not the way to get it.
Yeah, I think I must have missed it then because I didn't see him attempt it on the first lap.
He did, but he didn't get the height he needed, so he bailed out of it and just went for regular shortest cut.
Oh, I see. So that's why he's flying on the top surface there after battle.
Yeah, there's that scratching that's happening there is actually part of the skip. It helps you build height somehow. I'm not entirely certain of what goes on to make this one work, but I know that if you can get enough height, you can get out of bounds behind that yellow door, and there's just road there.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I have to be honest, it's not one I've paid too much attention to in the last couple of years.
It's kind of new.
I suppose that sort of justifies it.
This is getting a commanding lead just based on pod difference and not going for the skip. So this might be another one where the person not doing the skip wins.
Yeah, thinking about it, I'm not sure that the skip is significant enough to make up that time difference, as you say, with bowls. I think it's...
It is if Bowls crashes. If Goof dies like that, anything's possible.
Oh, well, I wish I'd kept my mouth shut now.
Oh. Almost. Didn't quite get enough height to get past the door, but he did get enough to sort of cut that corner of the facer. Don't think it's going to be quite enough, although Yan has submitted results before.
Well, we're on the final half.
Oh! I have spoilers that I can't share with the stream just yet, but ooh, it's close. It's close.
I do hope that hasn't happened. I mean, the chances of a tie.
Yep, there it is. That's why it's so close. 418,496 to 418,107. Very close.
Amazing.
Goof logs another win, another notch on his belt.
Yeah, feeling a bit sorry for Yam this time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything he's pulling out today is quite working.
Yeah, it can be very cruel, this game. I think that the results, the score doesn't always reflect the match, and I think this is one of those cases, really.
A lot of my matches when I was still in tournament were the score sheet reflected that I lost every match, but the actual races were usually very close.
Yeah.
Taking a moment to read the Twitch chat here. Sayaka, you are right. There are no restarts allowed. Actually, I think pausing is also a violation.
Yeah, I think there's... I wouldn't go by my word, but I believe that players are allowed one accidental pause. And if it happens more than once, I think it's a disqualification on that track.
Yeah. When Savage temp ban, OEM's going to do something funny. Inferno temp ban, Goof not picking up on the hint. There it is. BTC skips. With no WAN, that means we're probably going to see a Mars mirror?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of interesting choices for this track, which include Bumpy Roos with his acceleration. I know Clegg's been used. And there was another pod as well that was used as well. So I think this track as well is always an interesting one with skips because there's been many matches where, it's really hard to predict if the player using the skip's actually going to win, I think. But I think Yam probably has a good chance with this one. But although I think Goofbrush can also do the skips, so that kind of makes it interesting, really. So I wouldn't want to call it. Have you tried this riding off the wall like Yam's doing there, digital?
I haven't done the new est version of the skip yet. No.
Yeah, I think I had a couple of go at it. It was pretty tricky, I remember.
Oh, when this was, I believe this is a recent discovery that you can do this way. Oh my gosh. It's faster, but it's so much less consistent. And the result is everybody's angry about it.
Yeah, Eevee is the other pod. That's the one I was trying to remember,
Yeah,
which is
surprisingly consistent for it. But I think that if Yam can get his setup to pay off enough times, this is gonna be his win.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering why Eevee works so well here.
Reasons. There you go. Here's my credited properly now. Okay, looks like we are desynced by about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yam leading.
I just going for that risky strategy as well.
He is, but Goof has to restart his approach. So Yam might actually have this one.
Yeah, you really can't call these this particular skip. It's so difficult. Yeah, Goof does seem to be struggling there. Just got to get the angle right. If you get it wrong, it pushes you to the right hand side, and that's why he's struggling there, because it's just impossible to turn left at that point.
Oh, hold on a minute. We have an interesting wrinkle. It would appear that both of our racers have forfeited.
Oh my goodness!
What do I do?
Well, I suppose. Yeah. Well, that's why you shouldn't forfeit, see, because then you might win. I think I would imagine that they could have the option to take it again, or to just start on a new track.
Come up with it. First use of the restart button. So I guess I'm gonna hit restart.
Yeah, so I mean, it's. I think we need to ask an official of the event for the rulings on this one. So
LP has deemed that this is the first time to use the restart button. So here we go. Give me 30 seconds and we can run it back. Yam says. It's going to be a little bit of a brief. So I guess we have some time to talk about the history of Boonta Training Course skip.
Blimey. Well, it's relatively new, actually.
Yeah, in what, 2019, 2020?
Yeah, I would say so. I did spend a lot of time in the past trying to find skips on, I think, different straights, but I never found this one. So this was definitely a new one.
I know that when I had joined up with the server initially, I had thought that surely there must be some kind of skip on Boonta Training Course. I don't know why I had this idea in my head, but I did. And I went about looking for it in completely the wrong places. I was trying to use formerly maximum fall glitch, now referred to as bounce glitch, because that's what it actually is.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I don't even know how I found that out. I think it came from Ondo Prime Centrum. I was playing on there, and I think I was just messing around, just like on the edge of where the jump is, the cliff at the end of that track. And I somehow clipped into the floor, and I couldn't get out. And then suddenly, I was like, you say, it just blasts you up into the air like 10,000 meters or whatever. I was just like, what the hell's this? It's like you've never seen it before. So
it's a very interesting thing.
Well, it looks like Goof has changed his strategy here. He's just
gonna do full track now.
I'm rather surprised at that, because I'm sure that he has played this in the past and done this skip. It just seems like it's just not working for him today.
Yeah, it's I want to say that this is one of those skips where sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it all just depends upon your mood.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I really don't understand that about this game. It does seem to be, as you say, like it just the game's like some days it's like yeah I'll do it, and other days like yeah whatever, I'm not doing that today.
It's a heck of a thing. I want to say that it comes down mostly to just natural variance in your own like muscle.
I don't know. It's strange. It doesn't always seem to have logic behind it, but maybe that's
Fine.
because it fits into the Star Wars universe, perhaps. But yeah, it does surprise me a bit that Goof is not deciding to go for the skip this time. Maybe he's taking inspiration.
Exactly like last time. Oh, Yam's got results submitted. I think he gets 3 for 3 here. Oh my gosh. The first time we ever used the restart button, and it's for this. Beautiful. Absolutely marvelous. Oh. Poetry in motion. Give that point to Yam.
Well, I'll be curious to see what time Goof gets on his full track run here with Ben.
It's going to be a good full track time. Like, no doubt about it, but it's not going to compare to a 3 for 3 new skip. Or a new strat for skip, rather.
Yeah, it could be the first time someone does a full track world record and loses.
135 is not a record, but it's certainly up there.
I know, but, don't destroy my imagination.
I'm not going to destroy your imagination. For all I know, that's a tourney record. I don't have that sheet open right now.
I can dream.
All right. Yam's on the board, and it only took him 3 forces to get here.
And 1 restart.
And the first ever restart.
Still, didn't something like that happen when we had the rock? Well, I forget what it's called now. He gets stuck in the rocks on Uvo 4 tracks.
That's great too. Goop says that's full track and skips world record in 1, by the way. So I am guessing that for tourney records, we just saw both things happen at the same time. Somebody write this down.
What was Yam doing there, putting up Ben Quadinaris' face on his screen?
Wait, I missed that.
It was funny. I think it was like some, I don't know, mockery almost.
Possibly. Okay.
It's like he's knocking Goof on that one.
Goof is running this back immediately as his first order of business. And this time it's full track. Looks like the ban phase was banning Mars Glow and Buddha Classic.
It's certainly an interesting match so far.
We should have the tourney record sheet open to verify that. But according to Goop, at least, that was tourney record. That was like world record for fast lap, not fast lap, for full track and skips at the same time, which is comedy platinum.
Yes, it's whether or not it includes the tournament I did for David. I don't know if that would be included, but I don't think I've seen a faster time than that in the annual tournaments though.
Yeah.
It was certainly very close.
I remember that tournament, by the way. That was a fun experience.
Yeah, I do quite like these shorter events, actually. I think, the long ones are fun as well. It's just that they can be a bit, I think for competitors, it can be a bit draining. Yeah, some interesting lines from Yam in his practice session. And Goof seems to be having quite with smaller. Yeah, Yam's using an interesting line here over the first straight.
Is he using first jump straight?
Yeah, but he's actually bouncing off the track and taking a shorter line into the tunnel, which is interesting.
Oh. I think this is the match starting. And it looks like our sync is about 3.5 seconds. I'm going to say. Just quickly confirm that. Yeah, like 3.5 seconds there. Yan leading.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this pays out for Yam if he gets a good 3 laps in here without a death.
Oh, well, there's gone. No death, but certainly had a good first lap. That rough terrain's going to cost.
Yeah, I really should keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry about that, Yam.
Hey, that does seem to be working out quite nicely for him, though, that shorter line. Jamie's doing wide in Kate. Oh!
Wow, that's a surprising death.
Gonna say Shamey's going wide in Canyon.
Yeah, definitely more of a novice mistake, that one. It happens occasionally.
Our times have rolled in. I'm not going to mark anything just yet because I don't want to spoil the results. But I think with a crash like that, it should be pretty clear cut.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the tracks you can't afford one death more than your opponent on, usually.
Oh, absolutely.
And Goof just got... And he just got a 35.5.
Which is, I think, even faster.
I believe that is, yeah. I think that is the tournament record.
Yam is, once again, back on the back foot.
Yam using Ben Quadinaris with R6000 traction, apparently. It's very interesting.
Goof hopes you liked the double BTC, by the way.
Very entertaining.
Ben has been banned. Inferno is continuing to be locked out of play. Goof really doesn't want to do Inferno skips today. Now, if I were Yam, I would probably do, like maybe Abyss skips here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you might do something like Dog Derby, although...
Dog Derby's been permanently banned.
Oh, beg your pardon. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it's way back up at the top of the channel by now, but the DD's perma-banned along with Grabvine, FMR, and Bumpy's Breakers was also perma-banned. Sunken City skips run back. Okay, so we're going here again. A risky move. Does this use his last force as well?
He certainly used 2, so this would be his 3rd. The question is, did he use any more than that?
I think this is his last one.
Yeah, so he used it at Sunken City and Bunch Training Course.
Yep. Yam overrode a condition skips for 1 force point. You have 0 force points and 0 runbacks remaining. Because he also led off with MGS fast lap as a force.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so this is indeed Yam's last force point then that he can use.
So if he can't get Goof on the back foot here, he's gonna have to race the rest of this match on like full track alone. And that's not entirely... I mean, it's not like Yam's full track game is weak, but it's not where he thrives.
I don't know, he might have some special preparations.
That's true. He might have something up his sleeve for full track, but we have seen time and again with this tournament and Yam's style of play that skips are where he lives. There's bread and butter. Yam is making an interesting decision. He's got he's got save states open to practice this part specifically. You should be able to see what happens when you actually get it.
Yes. Yeah, quite a smart way to practice, but yeah, it does seem like he's not finding it the easiest, but I guess that
Don't skip.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's rather an indication just how difficult this skip is. rather than his ability as such. Yeah, it does seem like a bold pick from Yam. This.
I honestly don't know. Maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder found it or something, because from what I've seen, this has... I think this was the track that actually put him in loser's bracket. If I remember, this was one of the points he lost on the match that got him down here.
Hard to say. It's been so long since those matches. I can't actually recall.
Oh yeah, no, Yam's been having a heck of a run down here. He's been absolutely destroying it.
Yeah, it just seems to be that final section of the wall. He's just catching the wall there, and it's stopping him from getting enough speed to take the final part of the jump.
It's not a fleshed out skip. I'm not sure why this is the bits we've chosen to go.
Well, the thing is, he could just do the first part of the skip, couldn't he? He doesn't have to
Right.
do every part of it.
Did the race start?
I would imagine you were doing the countdown for each race. So
I did give the countdown, and I wasn't paying attention to when they actually. Yep, they're committing to crashing.
Yeah,
they did in fact start the race.
So yeah, we spawned in the same place.
Was leading. For half a second, Yam had a lead, and it's just immediately gone because Bowles is that much faster.
Yeah, I do think Yam could have, or maybe even on the next two laps, just take a more conservative approach with that skip, perhaps. That might have been a better way to go with this.
I think maybe the better approach would have just been to hit Bowles and not do the skip like Goofy's doing.
Yeah, I think maybe he probably feels he doesn't have an advantage in that situation. So I think he feels he'd rather this, but it does seem a very risky strategy. Yeah.
The good thing is, because this is only race 6 out of the possible 17, we have more than enough time to see if Yam can pull this back in any capacity.
Yeah, it's as you say, really, it's because he's decided to use his force points.
See it dive. Whoa! He got it! He did it. That's the skip. So now Yam has a commanding lead because he got it once.
I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? If there's enough to be saved from it, I don't think I appreciate quite how much time that skip actually saved there, but that makes a bit more sense now, having seen that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just cut out like the entire arena section.
Yeah, because he's already on lap 3, isn't he? So yeah, that's significant. But
he's got like a lap up, and Goof has crashed at Holes. That was a heck of a thing. And if he can do it again here...
Well, he's already on his final lap, isn't he? So it's...
He's not going to do it again, unfortunately, but...
No, I don't think it would be... I don't think it would really matter at this point, really.
He tried for it, but I don't think that it's necessary at this point. He's got such a lead. This actually is quite likely going to be Yam taking this, and by the order in which the results are coming in, I think he's got it. It didn't have to be 3 for 3. It just had to be 1 of 1. Doof also dying again on full track there, so...
Yeah, that section's so difficult.
Evidently, if Yam does lose ownership of the match again, all he really needs to do is keep Doof off of on the back foot by switching everything off of Ben. Seems to be giving him a bit of trouble. There we go.
think perhaps I don't know if that's really true though, because I think because his success here is more of the skip. I don't know if I would assume that Goof is actually weak on bowls or not.
I'm noticing him die a lot. Is why I've said that. Both times that he's used bowls on this track, there have been a few more deaths than we usually see out of Goof.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. I think. I guess I was too focused on Yam really to see how he did with the skip.
I mean, remember the time that they did this initially, the only reason that Goof came like close to losing, even though he won the first time, and that's why we had to do a salty run back. The only reason that was so close was because Goof had a couple deaths. Temp ban, Bowls roar. I wonder where we're going with this. Probably something no upgrades. Executioner temp ban.
Yeah, goofbrush likes that track, I think.
We're going to Andovi Mountain Run, no upgrades. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. Anytime you see Bowls ban, it's because you're about to go for no upgrades. Goof thinks that you'll like this one, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm trying to work out what he's actually doing here, actually. Yeah, I like this pick. Yeah, I think this might be a good pick for Goof here. Yeah, it's interesting watching Yam. He's using save states just to practice the canyon section at the moment.
I mean, that's fair. Canyon is hard. Especially since he seems to be going for fast canyon. Well, I say fast, put that in air quotes because we're no upgrades right now. Nothing is ever truly fast. This would be an interesting one. You know, we don't see... I don't feel like we see AMR that often in Dirty.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my personal favorites to see, especially the full track. Although I suppose with the skip, actually, it doesn't really cut a huge amount out of the canyon because you sort of land inside it, don't you? So
if you do that skip, yes, but there is, if I remember correctly, AMR and Howler Gorge share a very peculiar skip that I don't think anybody's done in tournament yet. Honestly, I kind of hope one day we see it in tournament, but you know the one I'm talking about, right? Where you ride up that one wall and then come into the ice cave going up the mountain.
Yeah, I know which one you're on about. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, that one.
I don't think we're ever going to see that in tournament, but like one day. Looks like we're off by half a second. And I do believe that this is the start of the race. Yan leading. I'm going to try syncing this by half a second, see what happens. Oh, nope, we haven't started. I think I just synced nothing. Did we start it? I can't tell. It looked like it was a save state getting used, but I might have just been not paying enough attention.
No, I'm not sure either.
I'm all lost.
Yeah, I should probably be paying a bit more attention since I'm actually commentating this match.
I don't know if that was the start because like they're synced way further than 0.5 seconds. What happened? Where did I get 0.5 from? They're off by like at least 5. Was that another save state?
Don't think so.
Did anything happen? Am I losing my mind? Am I crazy?
I did notice, but we'll just have to see, I think.
I think I'm just losing it.
Well, I know the feeling, so I won't worry about it too much.
Yeah, it does look like we're actually off by 4 seconds than it seemed. Put another sync in.
Yeah, Goof there with a bit of a rough entry to the 10. That's going to losing quite a bit of time on no upgrades. Yeah, so losing speed on no upgrades is rather destructive due to the accumulative nature of speed in this game.
Oh yeah, for some reason you keep accelerating. It's
Yes, it's very slight, but yes, it's always there, isn't it? You know, it's always just those few extra units really makes a big difference.
Just relearned the word for this the other day. Asymptotic. It's an asymptote. Oh, Ace is here. Just in time. We're doing no upgrades. Rest in steep. It's tradition.
So, but I seem to have like my sleep. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself here as usual.
Oh, well, that's a crash. That's going to really put a damper on things.
Yeah, it's good to see Ace in the chat. We haven't seen Ace for a little while.
Pass the mantle of fastest man alive onto Dom. Sort of like seeing your entire hero couple.
Yeah, Ace is a man who's won many of these tournaments.
That's the hearts of the people.
See, I'm no upgrades using the ramp, which is fatal as you boost down it.
Yam dies again.
Well, it seems to be working out for Goofbrush.
He
just has this final 10 section.
Did we forget? Did we forget to mark a victory? I forgot to mark. Everything's fine. Nobody will know.
Yeah. Maybe we should pay more attention to the match.
To the scores. There it is. That's another win for Goof that I will absolutely mark down presently right now. That's race 7 in the books.
Yeah, we knew that, didn't we? Yeah,
we did. There was never a time where Yam had less than the number of points that he should have currently. And everything's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're in control. Yeah.
Temp ban Wayne. Temp ban Inferno.
Yeah, as you say, really doesn't want to go to Inferno against Yam, it would seem. Understandable.
I wouldn't want to go Inferno against Yam either. Knowing him, he would actually get the fast lap strat there on skips, but we don't have skips available anymore because Yam is out of forces. APC, oh boy. Ando Prime Centrum. Recent stupid discovery that's of absolutely no use to anybody. There's a hole in the mesh on that one. It's just a hole in the collision mesh. You can fall out of bounds near like a wall in the city section.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Dom came across it last night. I don't know how long that's been known about, but he was messing with some cheat engine stuff and playing with setting road surface types to like fast terrain and ice and stuff like that. And he found a hole in the mesh.
I think just have a track which is just ice. I think that would be perfect.
Just a whole track where everything's ice. I think that would be a very fun tournament, gentlemen's, to just set an entire track to ice. I'd pay to see that even.
Well, I want to see more of these backwards tracks because I thought that was a joke when I first saw it, and then I realized it was actually a serious race.
Backwards splines would be great to watch.
Well, just trying to get to that hill on Howler, that was enough really to make it.
Oh yeah,
always think that icicle at the start of the track, it's a bit like so many of the objects in this game just have such a big collision on them, much bigger than the objects. Very, very deceptive for the players.
Not sure why it's so big.
Well, it's a bit like the one on the Bunta Classic, isn't it? Where you take that skip jumps to the right, and there's that big pillar, which is actually the collision's a completely different shape to the actual rock.
Yeah, that one. I thought you were talking more about. I think most people call it Seb rock because Sabota always runs into it, but I always go with rock that's 5 feet over from where it actually is rock.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the collision, that's even a different shape, I believe. I think it's cylindrical, and obviously the shape of it is not, so...
Its shape of it is very rocky and organic, and yet it's a cylinder. Just a big, massive cylinder.
Yeah, it must be very confusing for spectators. Yeah, so this time we're actually going to pay attention to what's going on, I guess.
Pay attention to what's going on, scores, times, whether or not the match has actually started. That's close enough that I don't feel like that needs a sync. Yeah, I'm breaking in that hairpin.
I'm just wondering if I need to move my stream here, because I'm not sure if that can be heard from the spectators.
I'm not hearing anything.
All right, that's good. I'm sure someone will tell me if they can.
A sensitive.
Yeah, we see Goof here. This line through that section, definitely more tricky. It's a bit quicker, but it's difficult to get right.
As it seems is the case with any shorter line in this game. Hey, that's interesting. That slight bonk seems to have cost Goof his lead.
Oof.
And that one has definitely cost Goof his lead.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, yeah.
Goated? Oh, yeah. That's going to seal it.
Oof.
I think that's good. Oh, no. Hold on. There's a chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be enough, actually, but... I think he's a bit too far behind there, unfortunately.
And across the line, Yam gets a point. Remembering to give Yam a point. Let the record show that I have never forgotten to give Yam a point. Truly excellent gameplay. Coming in there. Yam with a 240.632. Goof with a 246.554. One crash makes all the difference.
Well, I say
fan phase. No Mars. Yam Temp bans Baru Coast. Goofbrush picks Zugga Challenge. Overroad Condition skips. Ooh. Ooh, are we going to see Zugga Triplex today?
this one's been pretty popular this year.
Which is weird because Zugga sucks.
Yeah, but Zugga Skips is fun.
That's fair. That's fair. In fact, Zugga Skips is fun because it takes out most of Zugga. what is it, like one of the longest tracks in the game?
Well, it's up there, isn't it? I believe that by length, I think the Gauntlet is longest.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But I think Zugga might I only say might still be longer than Grapevine Gateway Fire Mountain Rally. I would imagine it's quite close between those, but I'm sure that we have an expert on that one who can give us a definitive answer. I mean, it's long enough, isn't it? We wouldn't want Zugga to be any longer.
I definitely don't want Zugga to be any longer.
I mean, it's essentially just Mongaza Speedway and Spice Mine Run and a few extra bits sort of put in there, really.
Put in there really to make sure that it runs out its welcome real quick. Oh, Goof's doing that skip. If you'll turn your attention to Goofbrush's screen momentarily, I believe to get out of bounce glitch charging, you let go of nose up, right?
Yeah, this probably looks like, I imagine most people are confused at the moment, but they're going to probably, well, it maybe not.
It is.
Maybe it won't be so clear.
And that
That's that, yeah.
is a lap. We will not be seeing Zugga triplex. We will be seeing Zugga bounce skip. Oh boy.
I'm still not sure if I fully know how this actually works, thinking about it.
So it's very strange. I don't know what triggers the exit to it.
I think that's the thing, yeah. I don't know what...
I know this MFG win isn't. It's not really maximum fall glitch because you can charge and release it. But the way she goes is you sit there and the game doesn't know what it's doing because you're falling but you're not moving. And then I guess letting go of nose up adjusts to your hitbox in such a way that you collide with the floor and it bounces you. And bouncing in this game is relative to amount of time spent falling, it seems. So the longer you fall in place, the higher you go.
Yeah, so I think I always felt that it was to do with the range, like the game felt like you've been falling, a bit like you're falling, but you're not over a death plane, so it doesn't kill you immediately. And then when you get to the range, which is considered maximum range by the game, it then responds in this strange way, which kind of launches you into the air, seemingly, from that position.
I believe that was the original understanding of how the glitch worked, but it was discovered at some point that actually, if you hold nose up while you're charging, all you have to do is let go of nose up to actually get the bounce to occur.
Okay, that's interesting. I think actually, now you said that, I believe I knew that because I do recall that happening, but I don't think I ever paid enough attention to that to be the case. But that does make sense.
It's a fun thing that I learned recently because I was also under the impression that we called it MFG because it related to a maximum fall, but it apparently no such thing exists.
At least everyone now has an in-depth explanation of the previously called maximum fall glitch.
Oh, hey, Goof's leading this time. We can sync to Goof today. That's fun. Off by about a second. No, don't sync Yam for 4. Oh boy, that's gonna be a disaster. If that actually goes through that way, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, they seem to be synced at the moment.
Did the sync go through? Is everything okay?
Well, it would appear so, yes.
Nice.
I would say it's pretty much perfect. We see Goofbrush is going for his... Yeah, we can see what Yam's is.
Yeah, bounce skip. And Yam is going to be going for triplex by the looks of things.
Yeah, you see, the only disadvantage with Goofbrush's tactics, which I don't think it matters here, is obviously just the duration for which it takes for it to occur. Otherwise, it's completely winning if it works.
does seem to be a titch faster.
Yeah, it's surprisingly close, actually. Only 8 seconds.
Oh. No. If you can't get up there, though.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's relatively consistent. At least I hope it is for Goofbrush's sake.
It is also considerably less dangerous.
Well, I suppose he doesn't actually have to take any risks playing the track because he's just waiting for it, isn't he?
Yeah. Welcome to chat and streams, to all of our new viewers. For those tuning in, we're doing Zugga skips. Yam is doing the traditional Zugga triplex, while Goof is just abusing physics to have fun.
Yes, I don't think Yam meant to do what did actually. He missed the first skip, and then the second one, I think he forgot he was in the wrong tunnel because he ended up being pushed onto the left one. And then tried to ride the ball there and then failed. So, yeah, looking good for Goofbrush at the moment.
I gotta say, as far as skips are concerned, what Goofbrush is doing looks great. I'm sure there's more nuance to it than what we're seeing. Like, there's probably a lot related to the time you spend charging the bounce, but from an onlooker's perspective, this skip is really funny.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more difficult than it appears.
I hope it's more difficult than it appears because it looks really easy.
I think you still have to be pretty precise with, because obviously if you cut the track in the wrong place, I don't think the lap would count. So you have to be precise with that.
Goof takes it the most unorthodox way that I have ever seen. Yam says 9 out of 9. Goof responds with 8.
I noticed you were incredibly quick to update the score there, Digital.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Whoopsie daisy. I did that well in advance, but also I did that when Goose crossed the line on the third MFG there, so it worked out all right. MFG, bounce. Let's just compromise. MFB, massive freaking bounce. Race 10.
Yeah, it's turning into quite a long match, this one.
Once again, our bands were Wan and Inferno, and we're heading to Sebulba's Legacy. This is interesting. SL has some pretty interesting tech with regard to lines. On laps 1 and 2, taking the lower path is faster, but only if you cut across where you would normally do Sebulba's Legacy skip. It's very odd.
Yeah, I think it's quite deceptive because it appears that the track sort of goes underneath and runs sort of parallel to the track on the surface, but I don't think that's the case. I think it actually kind of winds and then comes up, which means it's a little bit longer. So on the final lap, it's actually not the best way to go because you can't actually boost through those tunnels in the same way. So it's actually not quicker to do that. But as you say, on the first 2 laps, it's actually quite a good idea.
The first 2 laps, the line is better, but on the 3rd lap, the heat is so much worse that it's not worth doing it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think for pods like that, it's actually quite convenient because obviously you can, strategically plan your boost patterns so that you save the energy for the straights and then, essentially cool down in that section, which is a slightly shorter path. Which ultimately saves you time. I don't think it applies with Ben though, because I think I think Ben underheats before you have time to use that section, I believe.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Evidently not, because Yan's going for it.
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, maybe it's... it might be that the case is it's just not a very significant difference. I haven't actually played in a while, so I've kind of forgotten a little bit, but I imagine that it's not that much different. I think Goof is correct. I think that using the lower track with Ben is not as good. But yeah, it's certainly faster for some pods. Yeah, like Mac and Mars Guru, I believe, are faster with the that crowd that Yam's using.
It's important to note that this is still anybody's match. Even though Yam is trailing by 3 points, and that's really easy to make up, especially if using any of his picks keeps Goof on the back foot, which I don't expect is necessarily an easy thing to do to Goof, but it can also not be overstated that the longer a match runs on, the more just general fatigue starts to set in.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think that the score will certainly even up a little bit more over the next race as well. I hope so, rather, at least, and see a more competitive match. I mean, it's not out of the question.
It hasn't been competitive.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that Goof couldn't take the next 3 in a row, but it's always interesting to see more racing.
It's like 2 seconds, Yam leading.
Yeah, so this is the race, right?
Yeah, good. Why did the sync get worse? Like 5 seconds now. What?
I'm wondering if he's...
3.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's his...
4 seconds.
I'm wondering if this game is like intermittently pausing. I don't know what you'd call that. Like lagging, kind of.
Maybe his stream itself is lagging. Oh, we're still off by like 2 seconds. Dave.
Yeah, I know that I had a few problems with that issue. More with the game itself, with the game timer. So I hope that doesn't affect either of these two players.
We had 2 for 3 seconds still. Like you.
Oh,
It's 2.
Crefsham Yam as well.
We had to put another synchronizing.
Yes, they seem to be off by about 2.5 seconds now.
What happened? I put in a 2 second sync and it got like off by 5 again. What is going on?
I think
The sync is...
Yeah, I think it was stream delay, because I think what's happened is I think Yam's stream has caught up to where he actually is. That's why there was the jump. I think that's what's happened.
It's not best of 13, guys. It's not over.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone can verify my theory, but I think that's...
Oh, it is over. Okay, I was wrong. Apparently we are done.
Oh, goodness. So
I thought we were going to best of 17. I thought we were going to 9. Apparently we were playing to 7.
Oh, wow.
I thought there was more.
Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate.
I'm sad now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, rather anticlimactic, really.
Welcome, players.
Hello. GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
Gonna be honest. Thought we were playing to 9.
Yeah, it's a long. It's a gauntlet. It was very long. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I was going to do too, so that didn't help.
That was a heck of a thing. Oh, there's Round Ben.
Oh yeah, he's on there.
So that was a really good match. That was wonderful. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of played pretty poorly for most of it, which is annoying, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
I don't think you played as poorly as you think. There were a lot of, like, most of your losses were really close.
Yeah, I mean, just like dying like 4 times on the first lap of Bumpies was like just super rough. Like that was one I think I should have won, and then like, using 2 forces after that didn't work. It was just kind of unrecoverable from that point.
I think we were both quite impressed with the Sunken City comeback.
Yeah, I was glad. I could land that at least once. I feel like I should have landed it at least like 4 or 5 times, but I was glad to at least be able to get that once.
That skip is devilish.
It's pretty fun. I think it's more consistent than a lot of people think it is, but of course, I didn't really do a good job of showing that in tournament.
Yeah, we were sort of discussing this in the commentary during the match because we talked about blunder training because that was kind of a bit chaotic as well.
Yeah, with the new strat that's a little bit less consistent but a lot faster.
Oh, the Mars one.
Yeah, I think was that the first double forfeit of the tournament.
I think that's the first double forfeit in recorded history.
I think there's been a lot of gauntlet skips before, but that was something. I mean, the first time through, I just like I figured I had a consistent way on like 36 FPS and 20 traction, and it was working great. And then you guys saw how it went. But then the second time through, it did actually work like I thought it would. So I don't think I've ever failed it so many times in a row like that.
Yes, and very nice time from you, goofbrush, on blunder training course. Actually, on 2 occasions, because I think in both of those races where you were obviously, in the first instance decided to, or rather after the restart, just decided to avoid the skip, going for the full track and making very nice time. And then on the second run back on that track, making an even better time with 35.5. It was very nice.
Yeah, I'm happy I got a 35. It runs a training course quite consistently, so I'm glad I didn't die or not quite make it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I personally find that with that wall ride on the left, just the trickiest section I think is just avoiding that invisible rock wall, which has like this enormous collision on it.
Yeah, delaying your boost a lot before you delaying your boost a lot there, like lets you get the angle better, but you have to go off-road a bit.
Yeah, so I found that as well when doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, full track didn't go very well for me.
Well, Yam did win 1 full track, I recall. So at least one. And yes, there was, I say, but there's one particularly that stood out in my mind. I think it was Ando Prime Centrum, but it was.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I won that one. That one was. I thought that was going really well until I crashed, and then I thought I'd lost, but lucked out there.
I was planning on taking Ando Prime skips, so I hadn't practiced full track in a while.
Right.
I died like twice, and I died in the city section, but I got a bad respawn, so that was like a really bad death.
Oh darn. Yeah, I died lap 3, I think, going like on the edge of the ramp. I just like clipped the right side barely.
Yeah, that was a rough place to die there.
But outside of that, I don't know. I feel like once I kind of thought I was going to lose, I started playing a bit better. And unfortunately, it still wasn't enough for me to not choke on the full tracks near the end. But at least I kind of got better as the match went on, I guess.
Definitely saw market improvement on your end, Yam, and I was noticing a little bit potentially fatigued from you, Goo. Glad you were able to hold it out there.
Yeah. I was running out of picks near the end, so I had to, I just thought I'd pull out that Zugga challenge skip that I had in my back pocket. But
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't even know what he did, but I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, that bounce glitch makes that look pretty free.
it is quite consistent.
You played that before, haven't you, Goofbrush, in a different match?
I was going to, but I couldn't because I'd already used a salty run back doing Malistar 100 bounce glitch.
Oh, I see. I did like your Adobe Mountain Run upgrades pick as well. That was interesting with Ben.
Yeah. Using your route.
Yeah, as a throwback to the qualifiers there.
Yeah.
Yes, I see what you're saying. I don't think I actually appreciate that enough when I was observing it. I think we were too busy trying to make sure we're actually commentating the match, I think, because we sort of end up in some discussions about various random things.
Well, thanks for stepping in at the last second with you.
Yeah, much appreciated.
That's quite all right. It's very kind of you to all invite me, actually. I thought I didn't think I'd be commentating today.
Thank you as well, Mike.
So, Goof, you're up against Metallica next?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's going to be a very interesting match.
Yeah, have you
Metallica's shockingly consistent.
have you played him yet outside of groups?
No, only in group.
Oh wow. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, so are you going to 10 ban Inferno against Metallica a bit like you did with Yam today? Or would you rather not say on that one?
I'm not sure if I haven't decided if I'll 10 ban Inferno. I 10 ban Inferno for Yam because of full track. I know he's really good though.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah.
I was more concerned initially with his skips abilities on Inferno.
Yeah, I don't even really do Inferno skips.
After it was pointed out that Yam would probably do full track, I did remember that you'd been practicing that one boost hold, which sort of set me straight about that one.
Yeah, it does seem like a sensible skip.
Yeah, I like Inferno full track. It was definitely a smart ban by Goof, I think. Though, I mean, I don't know. I think like if I just choke, then I'll lose on any track pretty much. But yeah, I definitely think it's a good ban against Metallica.
I was gonna ban Bunter Training Foot or temp ban it for the skip and then do the full track. But I switched it up at the last second to perma ban Bumpy.
Yeah, that was funny because I think I told you I was so tilted after that first match. I was gonna go right back to Bumpy's full track and just not even do Bumpy skips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're really that worried about the run back?
I was worried about the skips run back, especially temp banning Ben. Because I haven't really had much practice with any of the pod.
Oh, I see. So you're worried more about the skip and that situation, really, then? Okay.
Yeah. I was actually expecting you to pick Vengeance, either Vengeance full track or Vengeance AI skip.
Oh yeah, no, I just hate Vengeance. I can't stand playing on it, like skips or full track or anything. So that would not have been my go-to. I did think about that early on in the tournament, but then I was like, to do the AI skip, I have to like complete a whole lap of Vengeance, which doesn't sound very fun.
Not appetizing.
I don't know if anyone would want to do the Vengeance skip in tournament, really.
Yeah, it's really inconsistent, but I thought Yam kind of sets up or something.
Yeah, I think there is a way to do it, but it's still not 100%. Yeah, I mean, now we've seen the first MFG in tournament. I mean, like, let's get crazy. Let's do some other wild stuff.
The floodgates are open.
But yeah, anyways, sad to be going out of the tournament, but it feels okay to lose to Goof, and well played, and good luck against Metallica. I think that'll be a really good match, and you got a great shot at it. So
Yeah, GG. Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah, there's certainly no shame in where you've come in your first tournament, Yam. And I think everybody's been pleased to see you involved.
Casually make it to losers quarterfinals on your first tournament run.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm definitely frustrated with how I did the whole tournament. I think I just got to work on like just being able to play in tournament in general. It's just like I don't know what it is. I just can't lock in when I'm when I'm playing in a tournament match. But hopefully next year that'll be better, and I can go a lot further. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's definitely tough. I think the first time you do a tournament, especially like this, with just it is definitely just tough. And I'm sure that you'll just do better just with the experience you have next year. I think you have the skill to perhaps do better next year.
Yeah, thanks. Hope so.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. That's that's what I want to say, I think.
Yeah, me too. And regardless, I had a lot of fun this tournament. So, yeah, GG's.
Yeah, and obviously congratulations to Goofbrush moving forward. So your next opponent is Metallica, is that right?
Right. And then the winner of that match plays the loser of Damaray versus King Bean.
Yeah, so this is losers semis, is it coming up? Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are getting into like the real nitty gritty here. All the names that are coming up are like some of the best players. These matches are going to be real fun.
Yeah. The next matches are going to be fun, not so hard.
Yeah, all very good and experienced players coming up from now on. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for such a great match. And yeah, again, thanks for inviting me to commentate. It's always good fun.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, GG's. And yeah, thanks again to Speed Gaming for hosting everything. And yeah, stay tuned for Friday, King Bean versus Dom. Very exciting match. And yeah, good luck, Goof, and the rest. And I guess that'll wrap us up.
May the force be with you.
GG, see ya.
Yeah.
Bye.